Hi, family. My name's Betty. I'm a grateful recovering addict. I'm also a divine spiritual being living a temporary human experience. I'm making some content because somebody complimented my content today. And I was like, you know what? I need to make more of that. So I keep getting a lot of questions about how to manifest your reality. And I want to try to make a simple video on how to do it. Number one, you have to die and have a near death experience just like me. And then it becomes super easy. Just kidding. So manifesting reality, right? It's a buzzword. Like you always hear people talking about it. Is it real? Yeah, it's real. See this house behind me? I manifested this. I manifested financial security for myself, a loving relationship, kindred spirits, a soul tribe, community. All of these things magnetized to me through the law of attraction. And recently I began learning about the law of assumption. I have a law of assumption coach. So I learned a little bit about that as well. So I'll tell you maybe like the difference that I understand between the two. And like, I could be totally wrong because I don't know that much about the law of assumption, but the law of assumption is basically assuming that you already have it. And the law of attraction kind of talks about magnetizing it into your experience. So they're both basically the exact same concepts, but you can use whichever one feels more aligned for you. For me, I use the law of attraction because I feel like I can call things into my experience as soon as I become aligned with them. So we live in a multiverse. There's an infinite realm of infinity, and all different things and experiences are happening all simultaneously at that exact same moment. So if I need to pull something into my experience, like let's say it's like a new coaching client. So I can wake up early in the morning. I always use my first 5 minutes of being awake as an intention setting period. And I say, today I'm going to have a new coaching client. Today I'll be getting paid for my spiritual services. Today I will be of service to someone. Today I will, whatever, like my favorite food will find its way to me. Today I'll find a new nail polish color that I really like, like whatever it is, whatever I want to pull into my day. So manifestation is really the cheat code to manifesting your reality is to stay in an attitude of gratitude every day. In the morning, write down 5 things that you're grateful for. At night, write down 5 things that you're grateful for. Stay in your awareness. And as soon as you start to really, like act in service to others and in the space of gratitude, it's amazing how the world of magic will open up to you. So for me, there's a couple of things that I do to stay high vibrational in order to attract things into my experience. I'm very into frequency. So I do a couple of things to keep my frequency high. I eat clean, I exercise, I move my body, I stay away from drugs and alcohol. I recently started staying away from sugar. I have 23 days no sugar right now, which is like awesome and amazing. And my whole kind of body feels much different without it. So, I stay away from these things. I don't drink caffeine. I drink lots of water. And you don't have to do all of those things. I mean, like there's people who utilize the law of attraction in their lives that don't do any of the things that I just said. I think it's really just about constructing your own belief system around it and finding the parts of you that feel unworthy. So for me, I never felt worthy of financial security because I grew up really impoverished. And so I was used to having to do crazy things to find money or stealing everything that I had. And today I don't do those things because I found the whole of unworthiness. So for me, it was just like this poverty mentality that was imposed on me from my parents. They taught me that it's hard to make money. It's even harder to keep money. And when you have a small amount of money, don't spend it on things that you can just steal. So I had to rewire all of that programming. So I had to delete the program. Nope, this program doesn't serve me anymore. I'm going to get rid of it. And then I had to rewrite the code inside the motherboard of my mind and begin to rewrite that narrative. So I can literally script a new narrative. That's from my coach, Alexis Davis. Thank you. So I can rewrite the whole story of my childhood if I so choose, because there's some reality where that actually happened, where it was a different childhood. So how attached am I to that childhood, to that story of financial insecurity? I don't want to be attached to it, so I choose not to be. So I write down things like, my parents taught me everything I ever needed to know about money. I grew up very safe and secure when it came to matters of money and things like that. What are some, so a lot of people want to manifest a partner into their life. Where's my person? Where's my person? Well, number one, you're probably going to have many people in your life, because as you grow and evolve, the person that you want to be with, that is going to change as well. So like for me, at one point in time, I wanted to be with a drug dealer. I wanted to be with somebody who had a lot of money, who had easy access to drugs, and who could put up with me. Those were like my only requirements for a relationship. Today, my standards have changed. And so I desire different things in my life. So write down a list of all of the qualities that you'd like in a partner. So for me, and then you have to detach from the outcome. It might come in a different way, or those qualities might not have manifested in the partner yet. So like for me, when I started to like set intention to find my person, I put down that I wanted to be with somebody who was financially secure, who was hardworking, who was fit, who was structured and disciplined, all of the qualities that I have inside myself, but maybe I don't see them at like as vividly as I can in another person. And then my partner manifested into my life. And, like there was one of the things that I wrote down on my list was that I wanted my partner to be like, like in the same spiritual route as me. And that is not the case. And so, like I had to sort of let go of that expectation that I was going to find somebody who had all the same spiritual beliefs as me. And instead, like I practiced the spiritual principle of open-mindedness, and I allowed the fact that my partner, he's the exact opposite when it comes to spiritual beliefs, and that's okay. And it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be like identical to me. He can live his own life, and I can respect that. So my relationship has been this great test of strength when it comes to letting go of expectations, because that's really what makes me miserable. I'll just talk for me, but actually I'm a spiritual teacher, so I'll speak for all of us. That's really what makes us miserable as like a collective, is that we have these completely crazy, unrealistic expectations of other people. Other people have had a whole life, so like, let's say like a customer service person like pisses you off. That person had a whole day, a whole family to deal with, a whole commute, a whole thing. So like maybe they're not being as pleasant to you as you would like, but like they have a whole life going on too. So why do we have this unrealistic expectation that they're supposed to be like completely awesome, healed, and acting however you think that they're supposed to be acting? It's the same thing with partners, like with romantic relationships, even with friendships, like people have a whole life of trauma and experience and perceived suffering that has created them into the people that they are today. And everyone's on a healing journey. So cut me some slack if I'm a bad friend, please. Anyway, so those are some of the things I wanted to say about manifesting. Write it down. That's number one. There is no greater weapon than a pen and a piece of paper. Our hands are connected to our throat chakras. So when we write things down, especially in I am, I have, I feel statements, we're literally speaking our truth into the universe. And then even when we're journaling about things that we want to release from our experience, I always write down at the top of my paper, I release this from my experience, or I am finding the tools to assist me in releasing this from my experience. And then I write down about the uncomfortable experience. Anyway, those are my tips to manifesting. I hope that you enjoyed them, and be wavy.